I like to wear traditional European clothing that I tailor myself. Not only is it environmentally friendly, one of the worst things destroying the environment at the moment is the clothes industry. I have a love and respect for my ancestors, and so I wear traditional European clothing. Because whites are the most discriminated folk on the planet, people sometimes try to make fun of me wearing traditional European clothing. People try to make fun of the clothes that I wear because I'm white and I don't hate myself.
Painted in 1521, and it shows 3 Irish men here. Example of the brat, the Irish mantle. Underneath that you can see his lena of a yellowish colour. So if you look at this warrior here, he's wearing, he's also holding a massive sword, so we know he's a warrior. If you look at the colorations he's wearing here, he's wearing yellow on his tunic, and he's wearing yellow on the fringe on his brat, and his brat itself is of a pinkish colour. So yellow and pink. It's very, very typical for an Irishman of the medieval period. Sometimes the lena would have been of an undyed natural colour. That's more common with women. Here in 1575, we have an image of a man and a woman. The man, again, if you look closely, you can see that he has his lena, yellowish colour again. He has the short inner jacket of a pink colour, and he also has a brat of a dark blue colour. So again, you've got yellow, you've got pink, and you've got blue. The idea of choosing one colour and then mixing it with different shades of the one colour wasn't necessarily the Irish way. I should also mention that during this period, the Scots Gaels in the Highlands of Scotland dressed the same way as the Irish. So when you see films like Braveheart and they're running around with tartan kilts, that is not historically accurate in the slightest. That's hundreds of years out of date. Okay, so now on to our next image. This one was painted sometime between 1540 and 1547. The actual artist, we do not know who it is, but we do know that it was drawn from live Irishmen, because on the image itself it says drawn after the quick. That means drawn with live people in front of you. So we know that this has to be historically accurate. So what we have here is a group of 6 Irishmen, or 6 Irish warriors, and they are all dressed in traditional Irish clothes. You can see the lena, you can see the brat, and you can see the short inner jacket. Nothing unusual here, exactly what we would expect to see from a group of Irishmen from the late Gaelic period. Another interesting image we have here. This was done about 1547, maybe slightly earlier than that. What we see here is a perfect example of a family of Irish people. The 2 males, again, dressed in traditional Irish clothes as we would expect. You can see the lena, you can see the yellow colour, you can also see that he wears a typical inner as well. In this case, on this situation, it's in red with blue fringing as decoration. The sleeves, again, very obvious. You can see that they are opened just to let the hanging sleeve of the lena hang through. The woman, we can't see much about what she's wearing because most of her body is covered in a very large brat of pinkish colour. What's very interesting is the small figure in the centre of the image. It's a child, a boy, and what was typical of Gaelic culture was the children dressed in miniature versions of the adults. So you can see that he's wearing the lena, again, with, in this case, very long sleeves, and an inner of a blue colour. And interestingly, again, he's playing a set of bagpipes. If you look carefully at the sleeves in this instance, you can see that they're almost reaching to the ground. The sleeves, more often than not, went to about knee level, but they could go almost to the ground as well. The next image is, again, it's a perfect image of two Irishmen, one in the background, covered almost completely with a green coloured mantle. The man in the foreground, he's got a blue mantle and he's got an inner of a red colour with a bit of fringing and a bit of white piping on it as well. And of course, it gives you a perfect example to see the shape and the hang and the sleeves of the lena. And in all these cases, the items are in yellow, the lena are in yellow colours.